Greetings, Rosie here with Living Your Best Life. This is Transformational Tuesdays. We are also a division of Soul Adventures Foundation. So yeah, it seemed like there was a little difficulty with the live. So I just logged back in because you weren't showing up in my feed as live. It was just showing up as a post. And it's doing the same thing again. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why this is not showing up as a live in the group. This show up as a live or a post. Okay, well, I don't know if anybody's going to be able to join me live. It doesn't seem to be showing up as a live. It seems to just be showing up as a group, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but I will certainly share when I am done. So if you are not able to access this live at this time, you should be able to see it once I share it. Hopefully. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I don't know. Seems to be a little issue today. But, so our theme today is do what you love. I've often talked about, this is a vibrational universe. Everything is based on vibration. Everything is energy. And in order to live our best life, we've got to be at the vibration of that life we would love to live. If you're vibrating at 100, the frequency of fear, guess what you're going to draw to you? You're going to draw to you more things to be fearful about. But if you're at the frequency of love or manifestation, which is a 500, then you will draw to you things that are on that same frequency. People, places, situations, circumstances that are at that level. So, it's something really important to pay attention to. One of the ways, the easiest way I know is to make sure you're vibrating at that 500, that level of love, is to think about what you are grateful for. Gratitude is also on that same frequency of 500. Let me just get my molecular hydrogen water going, because this helps increase my frequency too. It's helping to remove anything in my system that, within my body that is not helping me. If any of you are interested in learning more about molecular hydrogen and how that can help you and give you energy, I really feel like this is something that helps increase my vibration as well. There are frequencies on the top that are being put into the water. I'm now putting in the frequency of Luma Vitae, the light of life, frequency of the sun. So that's being infused into my water as well as molecular hydrogen. So there's things like, molecular hydrogen bottles that can also help increase your frequency. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today is making sure that we do things that we love each and every day. That is why I try to make sure that I make it to the beach every day. That's something I love, getting to the beach and making sure that I swim. I'm still finding this really bizarre. Okay, I'm not going to let it faze me. I'm finding it really bizarre that the live is not showing up, but I guess there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. I will look into whether that is an issue or not that other people are experiencing, but hopefully you will be able to see this either now or when I post it after I'm done. So, is what it is, and it's important not to let these little things get us off track. And I have been allowing some little things to get me off track. Like this 3-wave activation series that has been coming through that I want to bring to you guys that I'm super excited about. There was a date clash, which I mentioned, that I will be flying back to California to see my son for his 13th birthday on the date that I had planned one of the workshops. So that's getting pushed back a little bit, but it will happen. But we need to not, there's little things that come up all the time in life, and we need to not let those things derail us or get us off track. Really important. Okay, so I really want to stress the importance today about making sure we are doing something we love each and every day. Because guess what? When you are in joy, when you are doing something you love, it puts you on a very high frequency. And I think it's super important to do that like first thing in the morning. Like I do that through saying the things that I am grateful for. So what is something you are grateful for today? Share in the comments and let me know. What are some things you are grateful for? I will share some of my gratitudes. I did not write them out yet this morning. I did think about them. Sometimes I do write them down because, as I mentioned to you, there is power in writing. There's power in not just typing, not like, you know, putting it into our computer, but actually writing it out. There's definitely a big power in that. Let me just take a sip of water here now that my water is ready to go. And then we also have a new next level bottle called Luma also that is, our orders are just about to arrive. That's like totally next level technology to this one. So many different frequencies, larger vessel, just really next level compared to this one. So I'm super excited about receiving that when I go back to California. So having things that bring us joy, you know. So I am grateful today for another day of life in, you know, in paradise here in Jamaica. I give thanks for every day that I get to spend here. This is where I feel most alive in this world that I've been so far. I haven't been to Africa yet. I would really like to go to Africa. I feel like I will really love the vibration there as well. It's so funny, these little plants behind me are tickling me or giving me like little touches. And that's something else that brings me joy. Sometimes when I walk to the beach, I go through the bush. I go through this little like shortcut through the bush, and you know, the trees brush up against you as you're walking through. And I feel like they're giving me like little touches of love. Just like if you hug a tree, you get energy from that. So I love walking, you know, being a little bush princess and walking through the bush, and having all the trees. This one's tickling me a little bit today, but, love, feeling all the trees and the bushes like brush up against me as I walk through that path. I feel like they're all reaching out to, you know, send love. All living things like innately are made of love. So let me know in the comments something you are grateful for today. What are you grateful for? If you're watching the replay, which I think most people are, because it doesn't look like you can get onto the live. So I think this will be a replay opportunity for everyone, but that's okay. I'm still gonna go like full out and share everything I planned to share, even though it looks like others aren't able to join me at this moment in time, but that's okay. See, I have to be in the vibration of, you know, what it would be like if my peeps were here right now. But seeing what I'm seeing, you know what, let me just look quick. I'm just gonna look quick on my phone and see what I see on there. But on my computer, it is not showing up that we are live. Let me just take a quick look. Just a little grace here while I check and see. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing us up on here. So yeah, I'm sorry about whatever's happening with Facebook right now, that you're not able to see my live, but I will definitely put the replay up there. And yeah, so we talked about what you are grateful for. Hopefully you shared that in the comments. So, you know, let's just do a little reset. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground. We're going to do 3 deep breaths to reset our nervous system. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, breathing in, envisioning we are breathing in love and light and peace, all of these high frequency energies. Because I want you to know that you have the power to reset your energy. You can reset your frequency. We have control over that. Our thoughts, our thoughts dictate our feelings. Our feelings determine our frequency. So by changing our thoughts, if we're having negative thoughts, if we're, having self-limiting beliefs, or we're feeling angry or shame or blame or doubt or any of these lower frequency feelings, those thoughts are dictating our frequency. So we have the power to shift that. You have the power to shift your energy, to shift your frequency. And, it might seem a little bit challenging at first. But this is the work we do here, is, identifying those limiting beliefs, identifying those limiting thoughts, and reprogramming them. We can shift those as we shift our affirmations and what we say to ourselves, as we, continue to gain more and more awareness of the thoughts that we're feeling and what those are linked to. Oftentimes those are baggage that we've been carrying around for many years. It could be something that happened yesterday, but it could be something that happened when you were 10. That every time you try to do something brave, every time you try to step out and take steps towards the things you would love, those things come up in you. I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I might fail. That's a huge one. There's a huge emphasis on not failing in our society. And you know what? We need to get rid of that. Failure is a part of learning. If we don't take those steps, if we don't get out there and try, yes, we're going to fail a few times. That's part of the process. But we have to keep getting up and trying again until we get it right. And failure is part of that. Who is it? Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. I think tried 10,000 times before he got it right, or something like that. I might have the number wrong, but it's a really big number. I can tell you that. But he didn't look at it as failures. He shifted his thought pattern. And every time something didn't work, he realized that was just getting him closer to figuring out the right thing. So we can either look at something as failure and let that get us down and, keep us from progressing, keep us from living that best life that we would love to be living. Or we can shift our thinking. It's as simple as shifting our thinking and shifting our vibration. And yes, it takes work. We have to start having awareness of what those thoughts and beliefs are, what those patterns are that are holding us back. We have to look within ourselves. We have to pay attention to our thoughts. We have to pay attention to how we're feeling and look at where that feeling is coming from. Is that linked to something that's happening right now? Or is that linked to something from the past? Is that linked to something somebody said or did to you in the past? And if it's something from the past, well, whether it's something in the now or something in the past, we just need to take a look at that, see what we were supposed to learn from that, and shift it. There's nothing wrong with those lower density feelings. They are there to let us know where we're at and how we're feeling. They are there to let us know what our longings and discontent are. Those are the things that let us know that there is a next level for us. There's something more out there for us. So, yeah. So my main theme for today is to make sure you get out there and do something you would love. Okay, something else I'm grateful for. We were supposed to be doing our breath. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but it's okay. Everything happens in divine time. Okay? There is no right or wrong. There is no set schedule on how things have to go. When we're locked into a 9 to 5, then we do kind of have a set schedule of, having to be at certain places in certain times. If I have an appointment with one of my clients, I have to be there at a certain time. So there are places where that does exist. But our whole life doesn't have to be like that. This is my life. I can structure it however I want to structure it. And the breathing can happen whenever it's supposed to happen, whenever it's supposed to come through. I used to create a schedule for this. I used to write out scripts beforehand because I was afraid I might not know what to say. Me, who is like, you know, anybody who knows me personally knows that, you know, I love to talk. But yes, there, you know, there are times that I get quiet and contemplative. But I know that I am here to serve you guys. I know that I am here to lead you towards living your best life. And everything that I need to know comes through me when it's time to lead you guys. I used to have fear that I might not know what to say and that I had to plan this all out. But no, your free time, you know, maybe when you're at a job and you have certain tasks that have to be done in a certain time. Yes, there are time constraints that we have to abide by. But anytime you're doing something for yourself, and that's why, you know, I encourage people to be entrepreneurs, to, you know, create their own businesses, to create their own time schedule. So you can do what you love when you feel like it. And it's really important to learn to allow ourselves to be in the flow, to allow things to come through when they are supposed to come through, to allow the people in our lives to come through when they're supposed to come through. You know, sometimes if we haven't heard from our friends or something along those lines, you know, we're wishing that we had gotten a phone call from somebody, or we're wishing that somebody had invited us to come do something, or whatever that might be along those lines. Know that everything happens in divine time. And on this note, it's also super important to know what your human design type is. I did say that I was going to do a training or do human design as a topic on a Transformational Tuesdays again. I have spoke about that a little bit. But knowing our human design is huge. It has made such a difference in my life. I am a manifesting generator. So just briefly, there's 5 different types of human design based on the time, place, and location where we are born. And you are either a manifester, a generator, a manifesting generator, a projector, or a reflector. And to function at our best, each of those types functions a little differently. Each of those different types needs something a little different to function at their best. Me, as a manifesting generator, my sacral chakra is activated as well as my throat chakra. So I generate energy. I also have to run off that energy before the day is over in order to sleep. But because I generate all of this energy, everything I need will be drawn to me. If I go out trying to find it, guess what? I will get frustrated and I will fail majority of the time. So I have to know what I want. I have to be clear about that. I need to be putting that vibration out there. And everything that I need, everything that is meant for me, people, places, circumstances, resources, whatever that is that I need to do what I love, will be drawn to me. And I have to sit back and allow that to happen. I have to have patience. And that is not my strongest virtue. So that is something I have learned that I have to look at a little bit more. Something else I'm just going to share from my personal experience. Because if you are a generator or a manifesting generator, projectors are your best friends. Because guess what? We have all of this energy flowing in as generators. We have all these amazing ideas coming to us. So much is drawn to us. But projectors are able to see the big picture. They're able to look and see the big picture. And their major job is to help direct manifestors to help direct generators and manifesting generators where to direct their energy. And they have to wait to be invited to do that. We have to invite them to do that. So knowing who are the people who we surround ourselves with, knowing their human design is really important, because it helps us know who are the people who are supposed to help guide us. Like, as a manifesting generator, I try to surround myself with projectors who I know are going to help. And I mean, this often happens naturally. You know, I'll check somebody's human design, and we often naturally surround ourselves with the types who are best for us. There's also lines within human design, which in some people are not complete. Their different centers are not connected. And so they need other people around them to help make those connections happen. So yeah, that's just basic little thing on human design, which let me know if you're interested. We do have, I do have a course, a one-on-one course that I offer, that we take a look at your astrology, your human design, your gene keys. We get to know ourselves a little bit better so that we can make sure we are applying those things in our lives. These are also things that help us to live our best lives. So I go at this from several different angles. And you know what? I will make sure to post that in the group today. Or, yeah, I will make sure to post that in the group today. That is my goal for myself. To post that course. Because I think it's super important. If you aren't familiar with those things, I think it's really important to get to know ourselves as much as possible so we know how we function best in this world. Okay, so we were going to do our 3 deep breaths, so I'm going back to that. Now is the time for that. So we are going to breathe in through our nose, love and light and peace, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth. And as we exhale, I want you to let go of any fear, doubt, worry, shame, blame, anything you're worrying about from yesterday or last week or last year or 10 years ago. We're going to let those things go, even just for a short time. It's really important to reset our nervous system. So we're going to do 3 deep healing breaths. So breathe in, hold it in your heart, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. And I learned something new. I always like to keep learning new things and sharing them with my tribe. But if we breathe in for 4, we want to breathe out for 8. And we want that out breath to be really slowed down, to take our time on that exhale, to really make sure we get all of that out. And then it also just really helps even more to reset our nervous system. It takes it to a deeper level. So breath number 2. So we're going to breathe in for 4, love, light, and peace. And breathe out for 8, any of that fear, doubt, worry, shame, blame. We really want to get that out. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice. And I can really feel that when I take that extra time on that out breath. I can actually feel it in my lower back. I don't know, it just goes deeper. Okay, and breath number 3. Breathe in, hold it in your heart, 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Nice. Wow, yeah, see, I feel that in my shoulders, my neck. And then just like shake it out. If there's any stuck energy in there that, you know, we just really need to get out, we want to shake up that energy. We want to shake up that energy, okay? Because we store energy in our bodies. So when you're in that fear, doubt, worry, shame, blame, it gets held in your body, okay? And if we don't release that, if we don't shift that energy, guess what? It comes out as disease. You know, it'll be tight muscles in our body that, you know, eventually if that stuck energy is in there long enough, it has to come out in some way. And it often comes out in some not so nice ways. So it's really important to do that self-care, to take care of our bodies. Okay, so we did our little reset, and remember that's something you can do anytime, anywhere. Just do that nice little reset, and people don't even need to know you're doing it. But that is one way we can shift our energy. A second way we can shift our energy is to think about what we are grateful for. We did that earlier. If you want to take that to another level, think about something you're proud of. What's something you're proud of that you have done, an action you have taken that you are proud of? Because that just takes that gratitude to a whole nother level, lifts it up to a next level. So I am proud that I am here today with you guys, that I have taken steps forward to get that 3-wave activation ready for you, and I will have more information about that really soon. I did put it off for a little bit, and I'm no longer doing that. And yeah, you know, this is a continual growth process for all of us. And so I like to share with you guys, you know, things that trip me up, things that cause me, you know, set me back or get me off track, because I know many of these things happen to you too. And I want to let you know that, like, I'm real, I'm human. Like, I'm not on here, you know, being fake or, you know, yeah, I just like to come to you real. And being real also means sharing my difficulties, sharing, you know, the things where I'm having challenges and how I overcome them. Because that helps encourage you to recognize these things within yourself and overcome them yourself. I want all of us to be living our best lives. So that's why I share with you if I'm having feelings of uncertainty, if I'm, you know, feeling that I just need to go within and maybe not be communicating with many people. We all go through these phases, and it's really important to pay attention to your body. Really important to pay attention to what you're feeling, where your vibration is at. So I really want each and every one of you to go out today and do something you love. What I am doing today is, as soon as I am done with this, I am going to Reach Falls with some of my girlfriends. So I am going to go out and do something I love, being in water, being near waterfalls, being in the flow. And lovely to have so many I'm grateful to have so many amazing female friends here to go and do things with. And yeah, and we're there for each other, and that's so important. And that's what, you know, I'm here for you guys as well. You guys are my tribe, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every one of you have a purpose, you have a mission in this lifetime. If you don't know what that is, that's something I can help you with. I do a process with people called the Core Gift Process that really helps people to discover what that is. That session is called Awaken Your Mission. And I'm going to post both of those for you today. So our session where we do astrology, gene keys, and human design, and just really go deep in knowing who you are and how you function best. Because that is one of the paths to living your best life. The better you know yourself and what you're here to do, the more you thrive. And then Awaken Your Mission is 2 to 3 sessions, depending on how long it takes us, where we dive deep into what are your core gifts? What is it you are here to do? So those are some of the one-on-one sessions that I offer. And then very soon we will have this 3-wave activation. And I'm going to be starting a new mastermind group following that. So not only will you get support during that 3-wave activation, if you choose, you can get continued support and have a tribe of no more than 7 people. I don't put any more than 7 people in a group, so that everybody gets ample time to share what's happening with them. And yeah, that is something that many people have found to be successful, to help them, give them that support and that accountability to move closer to their dreams. I am in a mastermind group myself. I have a coach myself, because sometimes there's things that we don't see ourselves, and we can just move much faster when we are in union with others, when, you know, people are holding space for us, people who believe in us and see our dreams. When we have that support system, things can really shift quickly. And it's amazing the things that can come to us. So those are some of the things that are going to be coming up soon. I would love for you to share something you have already done or you plan to go do today that brings you joy. What is something you would love to go do today that brings you joy? I'm heading to the waterfalls soon. As soon as I close out this live, I'm going to grab my bag, hop in a taxi, and go meet my sister to go have a lovely day at the waterfall. Go be in joy and union with friendship. So let me know in the comments what you would love to do. Hopefully once I share this video, you guys will be able to see it. And I will check into what is going on with the lives that it's not showing up for you guys to join. I'm not sure what's up with that, but I will do a little research and see what I can find out. So many blessings to all of you. Let me send some peace and love out to everyone. So just receive this. Know that I love each and every one of you. I want to see each and every one of you living your best lives. If you are new to the channel or new to the group and would like to have a vision calibration session, or even if you're not new to the group, even if you've been around for a while, anyone who feels called to have a vision calibration session, to sit down and really get clear on what they would love, to really get clear on their longing and discontent, the things that are holding us back, yeah, let me know and I will DM you an invite to book your session. I do 5 free sessions each month. That is my gift to the community. Once those are gone, you will have to wait for next month. They do fill up pretty fast. I believe I have, well, we're about to go into May. I believe I have 1 left in the month of April. But you can book one of the May calls. If you are interested in that, please feel free to leave me a DM or leave me a message in the comments. I would love to sit down with each and every one of you and help you get really clear on what living your best life looks like for you. And the 4 categories we take a look at are health and well-being, love and relationship, vocare or your mission in life, and then time, money, location freedom. If you had all the time and all the money, where would you be? What would you be doing? Who would be with you? What would you be eating? What would you be thinking? We get really clear. We go deep and get really clear on that. So, until next time, peace and blessings to all of you. I love each and every one of you. I want to see each and every one of you living your best lives. Share with us pictures this week of something you did that brings you joy. And if you would like to share what your vision looks like, what you are calling in, we will definitely hold space for you. And yeah, until next time, love to all of you guys. Peace out.